we're going to go in order of sort of revenue types, so single, subscription, and donation. So Andrew, what's going on here is taking a look at revenue for single tickets by these four groups in the benchmark.
Hmm.
And to your point, comparing 2024 to 2019, again, revenue for singles. And the percent here is how much revenue is up for calendar year 2024 versus calendar year 2019. And it's exciting to see all four of these group orchestras. Now, PACS, that stands for Performing Arts Centers. We have dance and opera as one category for no other reason than the quantity of organizations we have in the data set from these two genres. It's not like those genres naturally go together, but to create a sense of big enough aggregated data size, we combine them together. That's why they're combined
Hmm.
that way. And then theaters. But look, they're all up. So really exciting. And this is the second year in a row of this trend that single tickets have been up over pre-pandemic amounts. So it's exciting to see. And go ahead, Jeff.
23 and 24
23 and
single
24.
tickets have been. So is that surprising to you? What's been driving? Why? How? Do
Yeah,
you know
well, I
why?
mean, we could talk about Mariah a little more. Why not? It's always helpful to do that. But it actually go to the next slide, and I think that will help sort of unpack
Okay.
this a little more. So this gets back to ticket prices again, and that phrase per capita revenue that we looked at before. So this is those same four categories. The pre-pandemic per capita revenue from 2019 is in the purple. The
Hmm.
post-pandemic 2024 is in the green. So we're looking here is did green outpace purple and by how much? And it's interesting across the board. What do you see, Andrew? All four are doing what? All four segments or genres.
The average ticket price is ahead of pre-COVID per
Yeah, in
caps.
all four groups,
Mm.
all per caps are up. So that's one of the drivers of revenue is that we are making more money per ticket than we did pre-pandemic. That could be because we've raised prices or because people are gravitating towards higher price inventory more. I know a lot of people are experimenting with VIP packages, those kind of, or, VIP tickets that get you all kinds of interesting things.
Hmm.
So that's a driver there. Absolutely. And we've heard this and see it in the data. Higher price sections are selling out faster than they did pre-pandemic. So there's a
Great. So
yeah.
we can
So
stop single ticket efforts. We're good, right?
oh right, yeah, of course, we're done. We don't
Okay,
need anymore.
amazing.
Totally. We do still want to have a wide range of price points to encourage a variety of different people, like especially new people to be able to try, and we want to have a
Mhm.
low barrier to entry. Absolutely. But we are seeing when people go out, they want to have a VIP experience. So that often says, I'm going to buy a really nice seat in the hall. Now, contextually, I'm going to ask Andrew if you don't mind advancing to our next part of this slide, because when I bring this up, almost always I get to ask this question, which is, what about inflation? Like, can we put it in context? I know these aren't a things do go up in price, and we do it a little different in the arts because our prices aren't set by somebody else and they're not set by a sector, they're set by ourselves, and we have multiple price points. So eggs have one price point, right? So it's not an exact apples to apples comparison that way, but it is this way. Are our ticket prices keeping pace with inflation? Meaning what we're getting today, does it equal as much or mean as much as it did back from what we're comparing to? So pre-pandemic, our average per capita revenue is $41. It's $53. Okay, that's the 12% or $12 increase. But $41 in 2024 dollars is actually $50.31,
Mm.
based on how, the rates of inflation and how that has changed. Of $12 is actually only a raise of $2.70. So that's an interesting question for you all to think about as you
Mhm.
look at your prices. And this other question, the price of running our businesses keep going up. Are our prices happening, growing at a rate that allows us to make enough revenue to offset the cost of our businesses being more expensive to run. It's an interesting reality that we are all facing, and price is to think about it in that way. Um, is it, Andrew, when you see this, what kind of
Yeah.
ahas, you know,
Well, right. So we are pacing ahead with our per caps, our average ticket prices, but that does not take inflation into account. You actually showed me there's online there's tons of great resources, inflation calculators where you can plug. That's how we put
totally.
this
That's how
slide
we
together.
figured this out, right? Yeah, so you could
Yeah,
just Google US inflation calculator or Canadian inflation calculator. There's all kinds of just easy, they're free little tools on websites you can use. Like Treasury departments have them and things of that nature.
right.
It's interesting to give it a gut check, actually, that way, and put it
Th-
through that really
This
quickly.
also makes me think that question about raising ticket prices year over year. We have to raise them at least a little bit year over year. I think, you tell me if you disagree, in order to keep up with inflation, in order to kind of like train our audiences to expect that every year. Keeping an eye on price resistance because, right, everyone's the
Totally.
expert at their own organizations. But this is what we see across the industry.
Yeah, and it's it's a question you all want to have internally, like what kind of
Mhm.
organization or what is it's contextual. What did ticket revenue mean for us? And how much do we need to run our business? And that answering that question is an important one to put it in the big picture for the organization of then what does that mean from price points and whatnot. But we do
Mhm.
see people compare prices and whatnot. So if something's too high or too low, that sends a message to them around, oh, can I afford that? Or why is it so low? Does that mean it's not a high quality performance? We see that feedback in all of those ways. So contextualize it and figure out what your needs are as an organization.